A job interview is the most nerve-wracking part of the job search process. Psychology can help us, as it offers multiple insights and tricks to increase our chances of success. The most important trick relates to a phenomenon known as homophily, which is the fact that we like people who are similar to us. Similarity is a very powerful predictor of interpersonal attraction. It means that we can improve our chances of success if we continuously emphasize our similarity to the interviewer. It includes similarity of values, experiences, life events, educational backgrounds, hobbies or interests. Research also shows that we like people who have similar names to ours, or at least whose names begin with the same letter. Same effect applies to similarity between our name and the company's name or our prospective colleagues' names. If someone in our prospective work team has the same name, it would be helpful to casually point it out. We can also leverage the similarity trick by checking out the social media profiles of our interviewers to see the kind of content they share. In this way, we could make a list of talking points, which include common interests, reading the same books or newspapers, being interested in recent events the interviewers commented on, going on a holiday or wanting to go to the same places, and so on. Similarity of experiences and life events would also be helpful. For example, if you happen to come from the same city, or went to the same college, or studied the same discipline at university. Every such fact would create a positive signal and establish a connection between you and the interviewer. Another important insight relates to the power of first impression. Interviewers' opinion of a candidate is formed in the very first seconds of a meeting. This initial opinion is crucial, as interviewers then unconsciously steer the conversation in a way to confirm this opinion. If it's negative, they will ask more difficult questions and view the answers less favorably. If the initial opinion is positive, they will conduct the conversation in a more friendly and approachable fashion to prove that the candidate is suitable. Research shows that due to this first impression bias, the unstructured interviews, where interviewers can steer the conversation however they want, are very ineffective and lead to choosing the wrong candidate in terms of future job performance. By contrast, structured interviews with predetermined set of questions asked in a particular order produce more effective results. The insights around first impressions mean that the initial moments of an interview are the most important ones. Remember to greet the interviewer with a genuine smile and a strong handshake. A smile is a signal of openness, friendliness, and approachability. A handshake is a form of non-verbal communication and is unconsciously used as a signal of strength of character. Research shows that candidates who make firm handshakes are more likely to get positive evaluations during job interviews. Another important factor is the way we present ourselves. Physical attractiveness is a very strong predictor of life success. This is because of a phenomenon known as the halo effect. It's cognitively easier for our brains to see the world in black and white, rather than seeing the full rainbow of colors. If a candidate is physically attractive, the interviewer is biased to assume that this person also has other positive traits, such as intelligence, friendliness, and trustworthiness. Our brains find it more cognitively expensive to acknowledge that the same person has both positive and negative traits. We shouldn't therefore underestimate the importance of our polished and presentable look. There are also various tricks that we can use to optimize our appearance. Tall people are evaluated more positively due to the same halo effect described earlier. Wearing shoes with elevated heels would help us, as well as hairstyles which lift up the highest point of our hair. Wearing tightly fitting clothes and ones with vertical lines would also make us appear taller. Glasses increase our perception of intelligence, and so is wearing a tie with geometric figures. Expensive clothes and high fashion brands also improve our perception due to associative thinking. Same applies to expensive gadgets such as watches. Although no serious interviewer would ever admit that they are influenced by brand logos on candidates' clothes, research shows that they actually are. In one study, participants were presented with videos of job candidates wearing Tommy Hilfiger clothes, while other participants watched identical videos but without brand logos. Results show that the candidates with branded clothes were evaluated as more suitable for the job, and even participants suggested that they should get higher salary. All of them, however, denied that the brand labels had any influence on the evaluation. This is a perfect example of the psychological mechanisms behind the fact that power begets power. People who can afford expensive signals of status and prestige are locked in their elite social position, regardless of their merits, because our minds bend the reality to make us perceive them as competent and worthy of this position. Another important insight relates to what we say and how we say it. Speaking with lower voice is associated with higher perception of competence, and it makes other people evaluate us better. In one research study, participants were presented with identical instructions, delivered with either higher or lower voice. Participants who received the low-pitched instructions evaluated them as more competent, informative and helpful. Speaking in a confident fashion will also make people evaluate us as more competent. This is because confidence is a heuristic signal of competence. To make us appear more confident, we should increase the pace of our speech and gaze directly at the interviewer with lower eye blinking frequency. Studies show that people who speak faster are evaluated as more knowledgeable. Eye blinking is associated with an anxious reaction, while direct gaze without blinking signifies a dominant posture. In terms of the content of our speech, we should use words signifying confidence, such as certainly, obviously, definitely, clearly, and avoid words such as probably, likely, possibly, which unconsciously represent signals of hesitation and indecision. Another trick is to use keywords such as therefore, because, since, as. These words give impression of justification of what we are saying, regardless of what this justification is. One research study showed that just using the word because in a request significantly increases compliance with this request. Another trick related to language is asking the right questions. Towards the end of the interviewers usually ask if we have any questions for them. It's best to ask about development opportunities within the company. This would signal that we are serious about the job and we are committed to our professional development. We can also ask about the previous person who worked in this position. Employers unconsciously use the previous person as the point of reference for evaluation of candidates. This can give us the opportunity to compare ourselves to this person and demonstrate how we exceed the threshold that this person has created. The final trick is the magic question: if you offer me the job, when will you call me? It plants the idea of offering us the job in the interviewer's brain, making it more likely to be realized. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. If you enjoyed it and want to help me grow this channel, please give it a thumbs up, share and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're like me, a fan of all things psychology, subscribe for more free content on this fascinating subject. Thanks guys, and see you in my next video.